Have you ever felt the ground shake under your feet? Maybe you've seen a video where buildings wobble and dishes fall off shelves. That is called an earthquake. But what makes the earth shake like that? To understand earthquakes, we need to learn what Earth is made of. Earth looks solid, but it is really made up of layers. The outer layer is called the crust. This is the part we live on. Beneath the crust is the mantle, which is made of hot, soft rock. The crust is not one big piece. It is broken into huge slabs called tectonic plates. These plates fit together like puzzle pieces. They float on top of the soft mantle, and they are always slowly moving. Sometimes they slide past each other. Sometimes they bump into each other. Other times they pull apart. Most of the time, we do not notice this movement, but sometimes the plates get stuck. They press against each other, and pressure builds up. When the pressure becomes too strong, the plates suddenly slip. That sudden movement releases energy, and the ground shakes. That is an earthquake. The place underground where the earthquake starts is called the focus. The spot right above it on the surface is called the epicenter. The shaking is usually strongest near the epicenter. Earthquakes can be tiny or huge. Some are so small that people do not feel them. Others are strong enough to shake buildings and crack roads. The strength of an earthquake is measured with a scale called the Richter scale. A small quake might be a 2 or 3. A strong one might be 7 or higher. Earthquakes can happen anywhere, but they are more common near the edges of tectonic plates. One of the most famous places for earthquakes is California in the United States. It lies on a big crack in the earth called the San Andreas Fault. Japan, Chile, Turkey, and Indonesia are also places where big earthquakes often happen. When the ground shakes, it sends waves in all directions. These are called seismic waves. Scientists who study earthquakes are called seismologists. They use machines called seismographs to record the shaking. This helps them understand earthquakes and learn how to keep people safe. Sometimes earthquakes cause more problems after the shaking stops. They can break gas lines and start fires. They can damage buildings and roads. If the quake happens under the ocean, it can push water and cause a giant wave called a tsunami. Tsunamis can be very dangerous and reach faraway coasts. Even though earthquakes cannot be stopped, we can prepare for them. In places where earthquakes are common, buildings are made to be strong and flexible so they do not fall down easily. People practice earthquake drills. They learn to drop, cover, and hold on. That means you get down low, cover your head, and hold on to something sturdy. After an earthquake, people check for injuries, turn off gas if needed, and listen for safety instructions on the radio or phone. Families can keep an emergency kit with water, food, a flashlight, and a first aid kit just in case. Earthquakes are a reminder that our planet is always moving and changing. The same forces that cause earthquakes also help make mountains and shape valleys. Without plate movement, Earth would not look the way it does. So, why do earthquakes happen? Because the tectonic plates under our feet are always moving. When they get stuck and then suddenly move, they release energy that makes the ground shake. Earthquakes can be scary, but by understanding them, we can learn how to stay safe and respect the power of the earth.